Welcome to Warhammer 40K. Rogue Trader, Season 3, Episode 2, Strings of Fate. Boone and I just got done playing 7 hours of Battletech. So it's going to be a very strong Don. It's a rare combination, but it's going to be one of those Don Pierre episodes. A little DP for you.
You're the one that's rushing towards Riani right now.
Yeah, that's right. Last episode ended off with a Nero slow motion. No,
look, I honestly, there was a strong possibility that I was going to start this episode and just be like, "We're skipping introductions. Tell me what happens as I run towards Riani," because I get in the car and 30 minutes later I arrive.
I'm still reeling from your DP joke, Arthur. That was very unlike you, my man.
Yeah.
Look,
that 7 hours took its toll.
I'm fucking tired, bro. And then tomorrow I have 3 streams. So it's fucking long day. 2 long days. Isn't the weekend supposed to be the time where you fucking...
Are you streaming for Gen Con still?
Yeah, on Friday I did that.
Oh, what's going on tomorrow?
Oath of End of Steel, the once a month Patreon meeting, and Farm Sim Sunday.
Okay. You said streams. That's what's confused me, but I guess it's still true. Yes.
It's all going to YouTube, so maybe I should just call it YouTubing. That's it.
You're influencing. You're socially influencing.
I don't know that I'm influencing anybody, but or socially. Oh, okay. I don't know. Let's go to Dave.
Yo, it's me, the go-to Dave. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, when I think of Dave, you're the Dave that I go to.
Oh, thank you, man. I don't know. I mean, I work every day, you know, like, and none of y'all are really interested in the day-to-day minutiae of what I do, because let's be honest, it's just like any other job. So I don't know, not much has really changed since then and now. I mean, I guess the one thing I do want to talk about is like, yo, how ridiculous is that new Battlefield? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Portal, you know, I was not going to get that, but I am considering getting it for Portal.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the new Battlefields. I haven't liked them for a while, but that actually looks super good.
Yeah, the idea that one of the major pillars of this new game is like in-depth, like crazy modding sandbox is super surreal in this year. Like especially when most games are like pulling away from that sort of content, and they have been for the last decade. That this stuff is just, it's great. It's refreshing to see. But you know, I have a suspicion that it's going to be a little bit like not as in depth as people would like, and then maybe like 6 months after release, they're just going to be like, you know what, bugger it. Let's just open it up. You wanna be able to edit the entire thing with JSON files you can import to our servers? Fuck it, fine, whatever. We don't care. If they do that, then it's going to be nuts. But yeah. I don't know. It's a real interesting premise, and I think it'll go along. It's kind of like the Halo Forge in some weird way, right? Like that extended the game time and length and whatnot of that game as well. So yeah, I don't know. It's real interesting, and yeah, they're doing good stuff. I've always been a Battlefield fan. I think I've purchased every single one that's ever existed. And I'll probably continue to purchase it. Like basically this year's Battlefield was like the last one for me. Like if they didn't fucking kill it, I would never have purchased another one again. But you know, they're taking all the boxes so far.
Did you get Battlefield Hardline?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That one was actually pretty good. Like I don't mind when they do like off-brand shit. Like in fact some of the cops versus robbers.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. I mean, I played the single player campaign, but I did enjoy that one.
Yeah, they had some really interesting like game modes in that too. Like they had a control point map where basically you had to get into a car and you had to drive it over a speed limit, and that was the only time that it counted as score. So what it would end up being was like it was literally like a chase where cops would or robbers would chase the car for the teams would chase each other basically trying to stop the other person from scoring. So it ended up being like a really interesting game mode, and honestly, they're probably going to be able to remake all that stuff in the Portal mode. I did watch an interview today where they're like, "Oh, can you make a battle royale mode in there?" They're like, "No, you can't. We're not going to add those sorts of tools at launch."
The battle
I think they're
Royale's
like
getting kinda
crushed.
old, to be honest.
Well, I mean, battle royale started off as a mod for armor, so like
Yeah.
like
Fools.
I'm expecting that what will come out of this is probably going to be another sort of like because all really popular games, at least a majority of them, come from the modding scene, right, where they have an active community to help refine the mode in a public space and that sort of stuff. So like Dota is one that started off as a modification, Counter-Strike, Team Fortress, Insurgency, all those sorts of games started off as modifications, and I suspect that there's something like maybe in like if they keep doing this Portal, if they keep reiterating the tools and stuff like that, we might get to the point where we find or someone creates another industry refining like game mechanism or mode or mechanic or something like that captures the hearts and minds of everyone that plays it. I don't know. I'm hoping something like that happens.
You, Dave, and you, Pondo, an unfortunate view of your future here, where the last Battlefield game I played was 1942, and I was playing the single player mode of it, and the first mission in the single player took me about an hour 10 to finish because it was quite a big open area, a lot of things to do in it, because if you leave the mission, you've got to restart the mission. And I just don't have, I can't guarantee I can sit down to play for an hour solid anymore with like family. So the games that work for me are the ones I can play 15 minutes, stop, come back to it, pick up from where I was. And unfortunately, games like that now, which require like a dedicated investment of time, well, I can do it from time to time, but it's the exception, not the rule.
Wait, you said you played Hardline.
So yeah, that was how long came out? I didn't have as many kids then, or if I did that.
1942 was like the first one they ever made.
Oh, sorry, no. What was the more recent World War II one then? Not the World War One one.
Battlefield 5.
5. Okay, there you go. So Battlefield 5.
Which
yeah.
it uses the
you
Fast
had
and
me
Furious number scheme.
You had me very confused for a second there, James. I was like, wait, 1942 was the last one you played? Good God, man. Like, it was the first one that I played. Which also happens to be the first one ever made. So I was like, okay. I remember playing that game with just AI because I lived in bumfuck nowhere, Australia, and we had 56K dial-up. And yeah, there was no way I was playing online with that game. Not when you were required to download GameSpy just to fucking get into the servers. Oh my God. No. But that's it. So, I don't know. Video games work. Shit. I don't know what you're expecting from me, Arthur.
I don't expect anything from you. Give me nothing. Give me that nothing energy. Pondo T-Mad.
Yes. That is my name. As far as my week, today, really, it's been the past couple days, so I've been putting down the flooring for the nursery. They just replaced the outlets now, which I've been forgetting to do, but that's about it. And then just still messing with the 3D printer. I kind of ran out of resin for it, so that's on hold until next week until I get some more.
Have you made anything you're going to keep, or is it all just experiments right now?
I've been trying to make stuff that I can keep, but I'm just still getting used to it. I've made actually parts to a conversion I'm wanting to do in the future. That I've been able to keep most of it, but there's some smaller bits that failed. It might be because I didn't get to them fast enough to clean them, which is an unfortunate thing because I think I turned them on, put them on for before I went to work, and obviously they're done. I was on lunch, turned it on, started printing. They were done in probably about like an hour, and I didn't get back until about maybe 3 or 4 hours later.
So I'm not familiar with resin printing. Is that a problem? Is that you need to get to it quickly after it's finished? And
it's you want to get to it and clean it, so that way the resin that's still on it doesn't cure from. I'm in a basement, but even then, it can start curing with what little light might be around. I don't know. I also probably didn't clean it properly, like I should have. But as far as that, I've been getting more of the hang to it. I finally experienced why people don't like updating to the next version of Windows, because I updated to the next version of the slicing software and it was not reading with my printer. So I just had to.
Wait, are you on 11 right now?
Huh?
No, you said about the slicing software,
you on Windows
not the
11?
OS.
Oh.
No, is that available?
In beta right now, yes.
Yeah, you can download Windows 11.
No, I
Don't do it.
Yeah, it puts the start button in the middle of the start bar.
Don't do it.
what?
It's
That sounds
surreal.
painful.
Like I know people who do game design and game development for a living who updated to a beta branch of Windows 11 and it's like, man, this is so cool. And I was like, yo, you're playing with fucking fire. That is your job and your livelihood, and you're installing an operating system that you have no understanding of, and there's probably no support for any programs out there yet. What are you doing? It's crazy to think that people would do that these days.
Yeah, the start button being in the center sounds painful considering it's been to the left,
Well,
the bottom
it's-
left for
Since
ever.
1995.
Yeah.
They designed it specifically for touch screens or for
Touchscreens,
the...
yeah. They're going the idea that more people these days use Surface products or other touchscreen devices.
Those are poor people.
That is not the impression that I have. But I don't wanna,
Well, they've been kind of doing that since Windows 8. They've been slowly going towards a more touchscreen friendly operating system.
If I had my way, I'd still be on Windows 7.
I can see that. Yeah.
You know,
I
when
never
they're
really
like,
had-
oh, by the way, we're not supporting Windows 7 anymore. It's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll move on.
I never had like the issue where everybody's been talking about like, oh, I don't want to update to this. I don't want to update that. I'm like, okay. But it's only then now I've had problems with software that updated and didn't want to work with something I had.
So what slicer are you using then, Pondo?
Chitu box. I tried Litchi. I think it's how it's called. Essentially, I tried it, but it was wanting to end. Huh? Yeah.
Lychee? Yeah.
It's wanting to put a pillar, like a solid pillar throughout my print, even though it wasn't actually supposed to be there. So I pretty much chucked that and just went to the Chitu box. Chitu box? What? Yeah. It's the other like popular one.
Okay.
That's been my week. Yeah, that's not much exciting going on there.
Big Spoon, what do you got?
Just came off a 7-hour game of BattleTech. That was a lot of fun. The Merc mission for Solaris.
Oh, who did you play that game with?
I played that game with Arthur and then a bunch of other gladiators. So yeah, that's yeah. I'm gonna have a full 12 hours of gaming here if we go full time on this. So looking forward to it. It's taking me back to the.
Can't do it anymore.
Taking me back to the years of my youth. We're
not at college anymore, guys.
I didn't.
I honestly can't believe so many people showed up for this.
Yeah. We had 9 people came.
No one was distracted by animals or kids or loved ones or.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. Yeah, like we had breaks every 2 hours, which was nice, but it was good. And then I don't know what else basically.
You had to pay for the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge of it. Honestly, weirdly, until the very end, I would say that's probably the first episode of BattleTech where it does start slow and then it just gets crazier and crazier the whole fucking time. There's never a moment where the tension was ever like, all right, well, we have a second to breathe. No, it's always just like, all right, things keep getting worse.
And when it was like, when we were like, okay, well, we need to stay outside the building for 6 rounds. And you're like, no, actually it's 10 rounds. And I went, oh no. So it was a lot of fun.
I get them every time.
Yeah. And then got Oath of Indosteel tomorrow, where my part of it may be wrapped up because all my tanks might die. They're not in great positions right now, but we'll see.
Are you getting Grimdark Dames to where all your vehicles are getting destroyed?
A little bit, yeah. They already got one of them last time, I think. And then one of them's almost all like it's not looking good for the Bulldog Lance.
Can you believe that since the last episode of End of Steel, I've done 5 episodes of Solaris Knights? Jesus, I gotta slow down, man.
Yeah, we'll take a season break here in a week.
Is that going on for 2 seasons or
what?
2 more seasons or just 1?
I will reveal all on Monday when I give my year schedule.
For those that pay the piper.
That's right.
No. On Monday it's for everybody. Patreon gets.
Yeah, Patreon gives a Sunday.
Don't even say that shit, James. You're the only other person that's gotten to look at the schedule. For those that pay the piper.
James has paid the piper.
Oh my God.
And if you don't pay the piper, Arthur will steal all of your children.
Don't say that shit. My God. I already had to kick somebody
that's the
out
original
of
story of that.
Yeah, but I had to kick somebody out of Discord today because they were like, is Dr. Fauci lying? And I was like, no. You've posted that twice before. He's not lying. And he's like, yeah, but is he? And I was like, you're just banned. That's it. I'm fucking exhausted. Fucking exhausted of talking about this with you. Is Fauci lying? The answer to that's always going to be no. Fauci told me that this sub sandwich was good. I would buy one because I would also want a good sub sandwich. Okay.
My wife introduced me recently to the fact there's like a Facebook page for our local suburb, like a local community. Anyone can join it, and it's like it's all just people going, I hear sirens. What are the sirens? Anyone know what's going on? Why is a helicopter flying overhead?
That's every community, like local community Facebook page ever.
But yeah, someone yesterday posted like the latest figures for our community, like virus figures, and someone's like, oh, more fake numbers. Yep, ban, instant ban, done.
My favorite one of those, James, is when someone goes like, hey, who parked in my parking spot? And just, no one replies.
Oh my God. I was seeing something where Sydney had like an anti-lockdown protest that was indoor with no masks. Oh my God.
Well, they had a massive protest outside yesterday. Like 1,000 people went to the city and a horse got punched.
Holy
Horse got punched? Holy shit.
What the hell?
That's how you know it's serious. When they come for
Florida?
our horses,
Is that what I'm
man.
understanding?
It's one of the pictures that's like made it to the front page of the news is a person punching a police horse in the nose.
That just doesn't sound like a good idea.
That sounds like a great way to get hit, or like either trampled or kicked by a horse.
I'm pretty sure if you punch a horse, like a police horse, It's counted as assaulting a police officer,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
yeah, well,
usually.
yeah, so the person was arrested. The police officer's okay. They posted about it on Twitter last night.
Usually you get the
Good.
same punishment as you would doing the actual person. It's the same
Also-
thing if you shot like a police dog.
That horse has no choice. That horse has to be a police officer.
Yeah.
Like, why you gotta punch the horse?
I just wonder how they had the bright idea to punch the horse, because there's so many things that could have gone wrong there.
I mean, it's the first time I've actually seen them have horses out with ride helmets on, although it didn't protect the nose. But yeah, they had this plastic sort of helmet on the horse, on the top of the horse's head, cover its eyes and ears. You know.
That's interesting. I never would have imagined such a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some old World War I art of horses with gas masks. It's pretty terrifying.
It's like it's like horse barding, but for police officers, right? Like,
All right. Do you have anything else, Seth? Clan, whatever the hell you are now. There's a
Seth Clan
strong
Morgan.
chance that by the end of this week you're going to belong to a new clan or the ground.
Nah, I got news for Omega Tanaga. He's no longer going to be Star Captain after the end of next week.
Wow, that'll be rough because you're going to have to challenge him to a trial position for that.
Well, I mean, he'll be dead, so.
Ah, I see. James, what do you got? The real Star Captain here.
What have I got? I got my first player character kill in a long time this week.
Wow. What'd you do?
Yeah. Pendragon. Decapitated
Oh,
the
that's
player
not that
character.
difficult, though. What'd you do? Wait until he got old? Let him die in a bed? Come on
no.
now. That's weak.
He got cocky and thought he could take two knights at once. And
Oh, did he try to split his crits between them or some shit like that?
Did you roll
no,
a natural 20?
no. I just got a lot of crits on him. So
Everybody knows you just have to go all in on one dude and absolutely fucking annihilate him.
yeah. So
James, for some reason, I don't believe that. Like, I don't believe you're capable of critting against players. Like, I'm sorry, you don't have a good track record.
You are
of
just
doing it.
oh shit.
Dave,
Guys,
just
is the
stirred the
water
pot.
boiling around us?
All right, so
Is this pot getting warmer?
it was nice to know Don. We'll see a new character next week, Dave.
I have a question for you, James. Do you have like a named dice that you employ for when you want to do these sorts of things? Or
no,
are you
I'm not.
that type of
I don't subscribe to any sort of dice
personalities?
Exactly right. Yeah, my wife. I'm not allowed to touch my wife's dice because, as far as she's concerned, if a GM touches her dice, they're cursed. But I'm just
Laura Bailey feels that way too.
That's right. They're just chance cubes. That's all they do. But
You realize that chance cubes get turned over by Jedi all the time. It's like the one thing we know about chance cubes is that they're easily modified.
All I know is I used to play with a GM called Graham, and whenever he wanted to harm a player, he'd be like, "All right, I'm pulling out Mean Green," and very consistent, high rolling dice. Let me tell you, something was fishy with that dice, but he would only use it in situations where it was appropriate to harm the player. So,
I mean, most pretty much all role-playing dice you buy aren't properly weighted, but the statistical variance is negligible. But they're not like casino dice. You can spend super money to buy completely properly weighted role-playing dice, but I don't know why you would. But other than that, I'm finally playing new content of the Old Republic. I've finally gotten past, having started again from the start, I've finally gotten past where I played to previously in the game, so I'm now playing new content, which has been quite enjoyable to do that. But that's been it. It's just homeschooling has kicked my ass. Working from home has kicked my ass this week. So I'm looking forward to getting in some gaming today. I will see if I can get if I can. Now I've broken my dread of player character kills. Maybe I can get a few more under my belt before the month is out. I don't know. We'll see.
So are you a stereotypical Jedi player, or are you like a smuggler? Like what are you rolling with in Old Republic?
So right now I'm playing the Jedi Knight because I agree with a lot of people that say that the Jedi Knight feels like the true story. Like if it had been a single player Knights of the Republic 3, the Jedi Knight feels closest to what that story would have been. I originally played through the game in its entirety when it was out a long time ago as a Sith Inquisitor, but I decided to play through it now as a Jedi Knight. But I have finished every class story now as well. So, but yeah, I think we already discussed favorites and least favorites. So
I only played on the Sith side when I played that game.
yeah,
I can't remember what class it was.
Darth Maul.
I'm pretty sure I roleplayed as Coral when I played that game. So
I dropped Nile on the secret Star Wars game.
oh really?
Yeah.
That's
James was
awesome.
like, I don't understand. Should I know this woman?
yeah, and Rad's like, ooh,
Oh, she back?
Yeah.
But I have
yeah.
I have actually, like, when I think about all the games Arthur and I have played together, like, I honestly think about that one a lot. Like the Edge
Awesome.
of the
The
Empire
one,
game
the
that we had.
basically one of the first ones we played. You know, Rad used to say that some of my best shows are my earliest work, and just know that these comments hurt me deeply emotionally. Like, I'm smiling on my face, but they actually hurt really badly. That all my best shows are far in my past.
yeah. Well, look, I don't want to spoil the. I don't want to spoil the game. No one here will ever see. But Arthur dropped some really good content when we last played in terms of challenging stuff that really challenged me as a player to work out what my character would do. And I think it's going to keep going. It didn't stop there. It was like, yeah. So I commend Arthur for that activity.
Oh.
Well,
I got
I
a
think
James
Arthur
commendation, putting it on the record right here. One.
So I think I know the reason. I think I know the reason why, because I think that game system actually complements your GMing style quite well, in a lot of ways. So,
The
honestly,
most
when
important
I think
part
back,
is that when players say, "Can I have this?" I go, "Sure," for a Destiny point.
yeah,
I mean, even
honestly,
Genesis, when we
like-
did that was pretty good.
yeah. I mean, it's the same sort of stuff, but like the Star Wars stuff, I don't know, man. Like you really nailed it quite well with that game. I think the biggest problem with that system is the splat books for the character classes.
I
But like,
also agree.
only because they're like. Only because it literally feels like, hey, here's the best game. Now we need to make money, so let's make these splat books like super powerful for these classes.
I said the exact same thing.
It completely supersedes.
Every time we buy something, Arthur goes, "Is that from a splat book?" And we go, "Yes."
Because they say something, and I'm like, that sounds a lot more powerful than the base book. I know what this is.
I mean, my favorite thing from a stat book in that game system was when I played my first long Star Wars campaign. I ran my first long Star Wars campaign, and my wife made a hired gun, and she got to like one of the signature abilities from the hired gun book, which pretty much allows you to, for an action in combat, spend a destiny point, and in that turn you kill every single non-named enemy in one turn. You just kill all the mooks and
The heroic
and henchmen.
abilities.
Jesus Christ.
It's so yeah.
There are some really dumb ones, like the what is it, the Han Solo character, the
Smuggler.
or something, whatever it's fucking called.
Yeah.
He has the ability to like, just spend a thing, and no one hates you in the entire combat. So you can literally be in a bar fight and just drink while everyone else around you is getting murdered and mooked, and you're just like, I'm just gonna finish my beer real quick.
Yeah.
You only
Like,
used it
it's
twice,
the
Dave,
dumbest
but you
fucking
did
thing ever.
use it.
Some of those though produce very cinematic, like that one where it's a very cinematic result of like, this guy drinking at the bar, and then a guy he ducks down and the guy goes flying over his head.
That whole system complemented the way that I like to play role-playing games way too well. Like, the fail forward system in Genesis is just like, it's a fucking piece of work.
Don't
It is
worry.
a masterpiece as far as I'm
This
concerned.
group definitely fails forward a lot.
I'm actually switching over to Genesis, trying it out in fantasy for my home what used to be D&D game.
Thanks for the resub, Eric Bulgaris.
Yeah.
What got me into to podcasting in the first place was I used to listen to a podcast, which is still going today, called the Order 66 podcast. That originally was a couple of guys talking about the Saga edition of Star Wars. And then when they changed over to Genesis, I think, once again, Genesis really fit their style of play, because they always talked about how GMing is about saying yes and no but. Like, you know, the answer is never just yes or no. There's always more to it as a GM, and that game system really contributes towards that as a style.
Well, tell me, James, have you ever heard
My
the tragedy
favorite
of
whole
Darth
thing
Vader's
about that
lines?
is basically.
Sorry, Dave.
I was gonna say, like, the most powerful tool I think the GMs have in that system is like when someone does something unexpected, but also fails in a really interesting way. Like, you can succeed in what you wanted to do, but you know, like that's honestly an incredibly powerful tool at the GM's disposal. I think more so than you fail and now someone else gets to go. I think succeeding and being spectacularly dumb about it is like a really powerful ability that the GM can have. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I'll stop gushing about that system. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Let's
that's
get to the other game that company made.
which one's like? Oh yes, going to this one. Yeah. I think I'd say what like Twilight Imperium or End of the World. Oh, Fireborn, the Fireborn RPG, another great Fantasy Flight production.
Some Rune Wars going. Start.
Fireborn's a game where you play as normal people in modern day life who discover they are actually the reincarnated souls of ancient dragons.
Interesting.
Yeah,
And this is a Fantasy Flight game.
it's a fantasy flight game. Yep.
Oh my god!
I don't know what someone would do with that deep information. It's, oh, you're a reborn dragon.
I can think of at least 2 people I've banned off of Discord that would love to play that game.
Fair enough.
Fireborn. There we go. Fantasy Flight.
Wow.
And he whips it out. Okay.
Yeah, of course he's got it. Yeah.
Look, you've seen James's list.
That was a
I
game
don't
system
think
that
I've
somebody
received
bought for
his
me.
lists actually yet.
My wife's best friend bought that game for me, so I'd run it for her.
No.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how I tried to get Cotton to make Kondo play the Rabbit Warren.
I know what you're talking about. The one that I
Bunnies
tried to
and
be
Burrows.
civil.
No, the Warren. It's literally called the
Warren.
Warren.
Okay.
That's a hard game for me to get in the mindset of, because you guys actually be.
Every single
You are
time
a
we
rabbit.
run it, somebody starts with violence.
Sorry, I gotta respond to Eric in chat here. I do love L5R. I don't love the Fantasy Flight L5R. Right there, I said it.
Is that 5th edition or whatever?
I don't know what edition it is. It's the shit edition.
Yeah, I think it is 5th edition.
Yeah.
Well,
that's been on my
for, like,
reading
the
list for
game?
about 3 years. I've been so basically since it released. It's been on my read this next time I have vacation.
The issue I've got with it is that it once again is a weird dice mechanic game, but it's not Genesis. It's like they said, hey, we need to make a new system which is like Genesis, but isn't Genesis. So it was like a new system for the sake of making a new system. It's everything that was wrong with Wrath and Glory. Is, you know, that they had to come up with a system just because. So
Are you talking about Hollow Earth Expedition? Oh my god!
No.
So Wrath and Glory and Destiny is what you mean. Yeah, they made.
Yeah,
They made yeah.
I ran
They fixed what wasn't broken.
the starting adventure and then like the next one after that from the box set, and like I mean that's basically like my most constant like feel with that game was, why isn't this just Genesis?
Yeah. So well, once again, I've never particularly liked any of the L5R systems. Like the whole R&K system that was popular in like 7th Sea and the original L5R. It's got its good points, but its main issue is that you top out the system very quickly. You max a character unless you do experience extremely slowly. You max out a character and have nowhere to go. And I think the last R&K system of LHR was probably the best. But yeah, I like the LHR setting, to be honest. Okay, that's all I got. We should play this game.
Should we?
Do you have anything else to say, Arthur?
I'm just really sad I had to ban somebody on Discord today. Really shitty. It wasn't just like some random person. It was like someone who'd been around for a while. I just want to express my sorrow. It's right there beside Dave saying my greatest games were in the past. Go ahead, Jay.
I said I had fond memories of one.
All right. Previously on Rogue Trader, the Strings of Fate, a meeting is held aboard the Hand of Calixis to determine the next steps when it comes to retaking the Moor. Word arrives of the progress of each colony under the Cowles lineage, though things are afoot in each of them. A message arrives from Scintilla stating that a regiment of troops will be assigned to the group, though the flotilla sets off into the warp without waiting for them or the Silver Skulls to arrive. Emerging from the warp at the Witch Curse world, the crew of the Hand discover a massive tear in the fabric of reality, only moments before their psychic choir goes mad. And finally, the order is given to flee back to the warp, but the bridge finds the navigator's Oculus unresponsive. Thought for the day, the most deviant mind is often concealed in an unblemished body. So I think we literally come back to the exact same scene of Nero running out of the bridge, yelling Riani to jump into a golf cart, switch it to Rabbit, and start racing down the.
Damn it! The battery went bad.
Switch it to Rabbit. You mean Cheetah? Jesus.
Hey, every golf cart I've ever ridden has had either S and F or Turtle and Rabbit. Have been the two options.
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
The only tractors I've ever been in is Turtle, Rabbit, and Cheetah. Like, those are the 3 speeds that you can go at.
Deja Vu starts playing from the initial D soundtrack, and I drift through the corridors.
Multi-track drifting. Right?
So, meanwhile, those of you on the bridge, is anyone else following Nero, or what's people doing on the bridge? So, just to recap, there are 6 Chaos ships at about 30 void units distance within the tear in the warp. And the last thing you heard was a transmission from the astropathic choir of screaming and horrible sounds. Well, they were all human sounds. There were no monster sounding. It was just people screaming in terror and pain and agony.
If there's pain and agony, I think that's the place Dawn would probably go to, most likely. If we're being real. So is that the place that Nero's going? Are you going to the choir?
He's going to Navigator's Oculus. The astropathic choir is something else.
Yeah, I'd probably go there because, I mean, we need the choir, right, for communication?
Yes,
long-distance communication?
You need the navigator to be able to transit through the warp. You need the choir to be able to communicate anything beyond the same system you're in. And
are they reasonably in the similar location, or are they separated by a big space?
You will be going the same direction as Nero for 70% of the journey.
All right, then I'm your golf cart companion, Arthur.
Yep.
So
Dawn flies up with a jetpack and drops down into the golf cart. Or you could stand on the back of it and fire the jetpack to push the golf cart faster.
Let's go faster.
Jesus Christ!
We're redlining the RPMs.
I'll just have those small wheels, so
The wheels start smoking.
Or in the case of Cyberpunk, I'll just shoot my stab rifle out the back and it'll go faster.
What a reference.
In Australia, we call them wheelie bins. What do you guys call the big green bins you put your rubbish in that have little wheels?
They don't have them anywhere else. They really don't.
Yeah, it's like people that hook those onto their tow hitch on their car and try and drive them down the long driveway, and they catch fire because the wheels are so small, going so fast that.
Why?
So you don't have to walk it in yourself. If you live on if you live on acreage and your driveway,
all right, that makes sense.
Driveway's 1,000 feet.
All right. At that point, I would just secretly bury all the trash where the government couldn't get to it or charge me money to take it.
Yes, the land that you work to live off. You're going to bury your garbage under it.
Yeah, I mean, you assume you can pollute like one small area. Call it like a reverse well.
And you just plant trash plants on top. That'll help dissolve the plants eventually, right? Yeah.
So Pierre and Adrian still on the bridge. What's the plan?
Adrian looks towards the Lord Commodor's orders.
Yeah, there are a lot of faces. There are a lot of faces looking your way.
Yeah. Prepare for evasive action in case anything tries to come out and attack us. Right now, let's send message. Well, we can't send messages to the fleet.
You can vox to the other ships in your flotilla. You just can't communicate back to the.
So, Master of Vox, send notice to the other ships of the fleet. Tell them to head out to head back to Port Wonder if they are able.
Okay, so the Master of Etherics first off reports, Lord Captain, we've got no movement from the Chaos ships. They're holding station 30 void units away. We've not been augured. We've not been hailed. They're just sitting there.
Okay, we'll just everybody here just be ready. As soon as we're able to leave, we'll leave.
The Master of Vox comes back. Lord Captain, the other ships in the flotilla are all reporting that they can't reach the navigators or their choirs.
Oh dear. Shoot. Just hold briefly. We're going to figure out what's going on with ours. We'll let you know what to do after.
All right. We'll grab Dawn first. Dawn, you've been to the choir chamber before. So the choir chamber itself is usually filled with astropaths, and so there's always this sort of vague sense of wrongness about it as you get close to all that warp energy. By the time you have gotten off Nero's golf cart and traveled the last distance to the choir chamber door, there is no more sound coming from the other side. It's like an eerie quiet. There are a couple of guards at the door. Pretty much the guards aren't normally set to go in there. They're more to make sure that if there's any sort of boarding action, nobody tries to go after the choir, or if the choir, something happens to the choir and they all go insane and try to get out, they stop them basically. So they're just basically securing the door. They report, well, we heard screaming for a few minutes and then it's been silent ever since. No communication from inside.
Open it up.
Right, they hit the console. The door opens up. Inside, you see just all the psychers lying on the ground in their positions. A lot of them are sort of in sort of contorted poses of pain, but they all appear to be unconscious or dead. You're not sure at this distance.
All right. Well, is there like a head psycho that I can?
Yes. Stein Bethor is the astropath, the choir master telepathica.
All right, that's the first person that I would check. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a Medicaid check at plus 20.
Roger that, Big Mama.
He's dead, Jim. He's dead.
Yeah, there's no way James would kill all of our psychers. It's ridiculous.
Anyway, he is alive. He is unconscious. You can't see any sort of external injury other than probably just... You think if someone like throws themselves around in pain, they might, bang themselves up as such, or as they collapse to the ground unconscious, they might have like minor abrasions or bruises. But yeah, there's no obvious signs of injury. But he is unconscious.
Mm-hmm. So maybe you might be able to answer this question, James. As a medical professional in this world, would Dawn know if medically renderings like someone who sees the way that the astropaths do unconscious, would that limit other people's access to them from the warp or chaos?
Certainly,
or,
yeah. It depends on what you're talking about, but yeah. So like it's harder to, if you scan someone's mind, for example, if they're you always start with their surface thoughts, and if they're unconscious, there aren't many surface thoughts. So if you were trying to like read their mind, it would be harder when they're unconscious. They are less dangerous while unconscious because at any point in time, their psychic ability requires them to actively open themselves up to the warp. So they're not going to suddenly explode with psychic power while they are unconscious. They are, at this point in time, rendered relatively harmless.
All right. So am I able to mentally or whatever I need to do, am I able to bring them back to consciousness?
So with your degree of success, you spend time working with him to try and slap him around, use smelling salt as the case.
Okay, so before that happens, am I able to do the effect where I can turn off or give them like a better chance of like not being susceptible to attacks like that? Because I remember I had some sort of like
the thing that you turn on when that makes us immune to demons.
Yeah. So
is it Emperor Protects or something?
Yeah, but that's more like an oratory ability. Like you inspire them to into that descent, so that you really couldn't use that on them while they're unconscious. It's not like an aura effect where someone walks into the aura, they pick it up. It's more like you inspire this group of people and they get the boost from it. So it wouldn't help in this particular case. But in any case, you go through the normal processes you would go to try and rouse somebody who is unconscious and are unsuccessful. So either there is some other mental damage you can't see, or they're comatose, or something you can't quite tell. But in the time you spend here, I'll just paraphrase it, you're able to verify that while a couple of the psychers have died, a lot of the other psychers in here they're kept here 24/7 basically. They're almost, some of them are actually chained to their benches because they're not safe to have anything other than just a boosting point for psychic communication. But while some have died, the majority are unconscious and not currently rousable.
All right, and the lead, is he like able to walk around the ship? Like
normally he can, yeah. He's There's like him and a group of probably about 10 others are, the capable ones who are able to function normally outside of the choir, but they are all still unconscious.
And I don't personally know, but what is the general, in the event of this happening where clearly shit hits the fan and all of the people affected by the void are, being voidy, what is the general response to something like this? Are we supposed to like lock them up, secure them somehow? Are we supposed to put them somewhere? Or
they're probably safest in this room because this room is warded, so that if there was some sort of mass incident, it wouldn't get outside the room. If you wanted to sort of like do something more medically, like in terms of scans, etc., you could still take probably Scion or one of the other senior astropaths to like the Medicaid wing to get them checked by your chief chirurgeon.
Okay. I think for the time being, I would probably take the lead with me and bring him to the medic region of the ship and put him in his own like private area or something like that. Like my goal, I guess, would be to make sure that we have at least one alive if like something happens later. Like
so you're taking him down there. We'll go back to Nero for the moment. So Nero, you bring the golf cart into the entrance of the corridor that leads to the door to the Oculus. The first thing you see, there's normally a couple of guards who are part of House Santai who are stationed outside the Oculus. And the Oculus has obviously all the hexagrammic and pentagrammic wards on the door. You don't see those two guards at first, but you do see that the far side of the corridor and the door are covered in an absolute shower of blood. And you sort of see like wet rags and bits of armor on the ground, almost like the two men in question burst. I'd like you to make an awareness test at +0.
Great.
What could go wrong?
Not much.
Nice.
Out with a roll like that. What's that, a 4? Yeah. I own this hallway, just like that other hallway I own.
So concealed up in like it's not like the raft is the wrong word, but effectively like the various bulkheads and crenellations in the ceiling of this chamber of this corridor is a creature that looks like some sort of giant, when I say giant, like person-sized wasp. It's going to show you the picture in.
I don't know. That's a pretty giant wasp, motherfucker. If I saw that, I'd be like, "Yo, that's a giant wasp."
Yeah. Like, give me. You say person-sized?
Hard pass.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like it's concealed. It's like clinging to the ceiling, and it's concealed in the darkness behind the bulkheads there. But it's definitely, you see them catch up the little flutter of its wings as they just move to correct its balance.
Okay.
What does Nero do?
I mean, come on, James. I feel like I don't really have to say what I'm going to do here. I mean, obviously,
equilibrium's down the hallway.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, obviously,
well, I don't know what you're carrying when you're on the bridge normally, for example. So
I never go anywhere without the heavy bolter. Now, look what happened last time. I got caught without it.
Okay.
Oh boy, can't wait to use the shoulder-mounted missile launcher now. All right. Talk to me about the area, right? Before I commit to using a missile launcher in an enclosed space, I just want to know that I'm not going to hit, like, myself and or other non-wasp creatures.
Okay,
You heard of this definition of backblast, Arthur Perkins.
Yeah, but I'm going to ignore it.
So, things I'll give you. First off, this corridor is relatively close to the skin of the ship because the Oculus is right at the top of the command tower.
Fuck.
The missile, like if you use a frag missile, it's definitely going to like damage the door. For example, you use a crack missile, it's probably going to damage the surface that the wasp is sitting on as such. So, heavy bolter
sitting
rounds
on an exterior wall.
Well, it's on the roof, which is effectively like it's not literally like that much then space. There'll be like an air gap between the bulkhead and the hull.
I don't know that I want to take that risk right before we go into combat with unknown. Yeah. Right. I don't put frag missiles in that thing because I don't need help killing lots of people. I need help killing one person. Yeah,
so tactically, probably firing a crack missile here is not the best idea. Yeah, especially because it looks organic, so it'll probably just go straight through it, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
there's only one of these, or there's two?
Just one. That's right. You're going to see one concealed in the rafters.
All right, I'm just going to shoot it. I'm going to do all the normal things.
What should be one of the things where it's actually a nest, and when you shoot it, like tons of little ones come out?
That's okay. I can shoot all of them too.
Nero has every gun under the sun except for what he really needs.
A flamethrower.
Yeah.
I considered it. I honestly considered getting some sort of flame pistol or something like that, but
that's a crazy high ballistic skill though.
Yeah.
We have Dawn for that. I have a burning blade that's like having a flamethrower.
Arthur, the best part about a flamethrower is you don't need to roll. It's the other person that needs to roll.
Yep. So I'm going to give you a -10 on the ballistic skill test because it is concealed behind like a bit of cover.
Okay. I hit him with 8 bullets.
Right. So it will try to dodge in order to try and mitigate some of this damage.
Sure. Reasonable.
Which it fails.
But then it's
time to crack open those dice, James, I think. Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm just checking. So 11. So okay, after the third shot is enough to kill it.
The third shot's also Emperor's Wrath, so I just fucking pop his ass.
All right, yep. It bursts like a wet bug.
What sound does a giant mosquito make when you clap it?
You can't hear it over the sound of the heavy bolter going and Nero going, ah!
It makes a mess.
That. All right. I wish that I had my new outfit done tailored with a cape. just so I could use the cape to stop any incoming viscera. And I keep going towards the Oculus. But, you know, I check the Oculus to make sure that the, you know, like navigator in operation light isn't turned on, so I don't get... so I'm not like, hey, Ronnie, what's up? Yeah. And she's like, what's up? And that's the end of Nero. It just fucking disappears.
Every episode we get closer and closer to you being the tuxedo. Like literally every episode, you just become the character from Sailor Moon, the tuxedo guy.
Tuxedo mask.
Tuxedo mask. Except he actually does something though.
Moonlight Night. That's when he forgets who he is and decides that he's Arabic now.
And you don't have Forbidden Law Xenos or Forbidden Law Warp, do you?
I have Inquisition.
No. Okay.
But Inquisition was like
everything is a hammer. Everything is a nail if you have a hammer, right?
I mean, Inquisition is like a catch-all, but sure. No, I don't know any of that other shit.
Well, you're an Inquisition Xenos, though.
Yeah.
Order Xenos.
Yeah, but Forbidden Law Inquisition versus Forbidden Law Xenos. Forbidden Law Inquisition means you know about the structures and secret societies and ways of operating of the Inquisition, as opposed to the actual content.
Well, unfortunately, taking Agent of the Throne or whatever it's called did not give me that. Yep. Access to all of the other forbidden lores.
And normally I'd give you a roll, but this thing is weird. Like on the very rare list that I wouldn't be covered by the catch-all.
My God.
Okay, no worries. All right, so yeah, the door itself is undamaged, and every indication is that it's safe to enter.
You know, James, I make sure to put a mask on because I don't want the mist of an unknown biological entity. I'm not breaking quarantine.
Mm-hmm. The tuxedo mask that you have falls onto your face.
I tango into the navigators. Ouch.
With a rose in your lip, between your lips. Okay, so Riani is in her chair, sort of slumped forward. So you can see she's not currently wearing her head covering, although it does appear that her third eye is closed.
All right, I go Sailor Cooper belt.
Sorry.
No, don't worry about it.
I don't watch Sailor Moon, so I don't know.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. It wasn't a good joke to begin with.
Okay. You notice there's like some trickles of blood from her mouth, eyes, and third eye and nose as well.
All right. Does she look like she's alive?
Yeah, she's still breathing shallowly.
All right, but her eyes are closed?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna look around to make sure there's no, and I don't mean like I make an investigation check. I'm just doing a quick check to make sure I'm not about to be, up, side to side, and make sure there's no giant wasp about to hit me in the back and turn this into an episode of Aliens.
No.
Okay. All right. Move next to Riani and start shaking her and go, Riani, wake up!
She is unresponsive.
I go, Riani, we need you. I need you. Nothing?
No. You know, some blood from her ears as well, though.
I definitely call for a medic.
Okay.
Medic!
I think back down on the bridge, like given how much time has passed for this happening, and the chaos ships still haven't moved.
They have not moved.
Adrian kind of walks over to where the Lord Commodore is standing to have a quiet conversation, and he's like, maybe we should consider putting up the Geller field, Lord Commodore. The chaos ships do not seem to be engaging us or moving towards us in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. And it's possible that engaging the Geller field will protect us from the warp.
You telling me the Geller field is off right now?
Yes. We're in real space, sir.
I thought we turned that back on as soon as... Yes, turn on the Geller field.
Yeah, I think you had discussed turning it on initially, so I would say... So I'm sorry to step over your moment there, Spring, but I would say that the Geller field is currently up and the points are down.
It's okay.
You're saying the enemy gate is down?
Send word to the other ships that they're... If we haven't told them already, turn on their Geller fields just in case.
Yeah. So they've now had time to verify that, similarly to your situation, all their navigators and astropaths are all currently unconscious, or actually, sorry, the both navigators aboard the other two ships. So all the navigators are dead. The astropaths are all unconscious.
Oh, the navigators are dead. Okay.
Yes.
Just Riani are lived. Okay.
It's because she has demon knowledge.
Or it's because that somebody showed up in time to stop the wasp thing from killing her.
Incredible. That's the power of a golf cart.
But if only you got there slightly earlier.
I did what I can.
All right, so Dawn, you arrive at the Medicaid wing. That's going to be the name of your head doctor here. He's a really grumpy guy.
Dr. Kickass.
His name is Chief Surgeon Marius Cordasco. That's right, Dr. Cordasco.
We already had a Dr. Ass Man, but we don't need a Dr. Ass.
He was great. You found him drunk and hungover and decided this would be your chief of surgery.
That's what happens when you let Rad find people.
I definitely copied that character from my own BattleTech campaign.
Perfect.
Yeah, so
It's only appropriate.
Yeah, in my campaign, he was a former cosmetic surgeon who had become addicted to painkillers and been kicked out.
Wow,
kicked
so
out of the
Dr.
medical
House, huh? Yeah.
Well, cosmetic surgeon, not a general surgeon.
I was about to say, I also watched Nip Tuck.
So
That was a weird fucking show.
yeah, so Cordasco looks up as you carry Bethor in. What's going on here? What's the problem?
Well, outside of us being caught in a space where... Wait, hang on, sorry. It's been a while. It's a whole week. It's enough time for my brain to completely expunge all memory of the previous actions. Chaos space, that's where we're in, yes?
Not really. You're in real space, not in the warp, but this is normally a safe place, but the warp has been torn open here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the warp is right next door, and space telephones have malfunctioned. I'm separating the lead from the rest of his choir so that if and when everyone explodes, hopefully one of them will be safe away from the others.
So is this a mass casualty incident then?
Anyone who can be affected by the warp on a regular basis seems to have been affected by the warp now that there's a rend in space. So
I'm sorry.
I would say yes.
Was that a yes? Thank you very much. Sorry, no one ever tells me anything. Put him down. Let's have a look.
No one ever tells me anything aside from the general announcement and everything like that. I don't know if this guy is especially special in this fucking. Anyway, so yeah, I'll put him down on the bed, yeah, or in the corner wherever he has people sit. I don't know.
He's like the highest ranked person that never gets consulted. He's gonna stick up his ass.
He's lead janitorial. I see.
Yeah, because all the rest of the rank 3 people are either on the bridge all the time, or are the choir master, telepathica, or the navigator.
I love the idea that he was, but then there's actually when they didn't have a lead confessor on board, and then I came on board, and that sort of bumped him down just one rung. And
technically, he's one step above you in the regular hierarchy. So,
ooh, la-di-da. All right then.
All right. So
he was going to have a huge storyline, but we had to cut it for runtime in season 1.
Mm-hmm. It was all recorded and everything. It just never made it to air, right?
His actors just disgruntled.
He tried to get higher pay, so they replaced him in the second movie, and everybody was confused about it when they said that was Rhodey, but it wasn't Rhodey.
Oh, just name him then. Yeah.
So he starts going through like the usual quick health check while speaking out loud. So like opening up the eye, showing a torch in, pupils blown, unresponsive. Takes a heart rate. He's not like, you don't get the impression from anything he said so far that there is anything seriously wrong right now other than the fact this person won't wake up. But at this point in time, like the comm goes off in the surgery, and you hear Nero's voice, yelling for medical help to the Oculus.
You hear me saying, Riani, I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. I cut ties with all the lies that you're living in.
I like ping the handset twice so that he knows that he's got open comms. And
Damn it, Don! I know I have open comms. Then I close the comms.
I sort of look over at what is his position? Lead.
He is chief surgeon or chief chirurgeon.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll be like, I assume I can leave this man with you.
Yes, you're like a medical sister. Yes, like basic triage. You can. Yeah. Do you know where? Do you know where the heart is in the body, for example?
I just sort of blinked twice and was like, does this have a point?
Well, I mean, do you want to go and help in the Oculus, or should I send one of my orderlies? This man clearly needs my help.
I'm perfectly capable of handling triage. I'll just sort of like, stand around a little bit.
I want a fan released version of this scene that gets really ERP. He's like, what, do you need my help or not? But he gets like dangerously close to her, and she's like, well, I know I can do this. I don't need your help.
But we both say like,
I can handle it just as well as anyone.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go handle this. Just make sure he doesn't explode or something, and I just leave.
All right, no worries. Meanwhile,
and maybe I like, as the door's closing, I yell, "I'm taking your golf cart."
Oh man, it's a doctor's golf cart, so it's like gold plated.
It's got the big red cross on it.
Yeah, but it also literally has like his latest golfing scores, not a day under 115.
Yeah, I just realized quite tragic is that Horatio the Frog is now an orphan.
Oh god!
No! If only I had chosen to put my fate point in him. No, I'm adopting that frog, bro. You know that's coming with me, right? This fucking
Gonna be rocket launcher on the one shoulder, frog on the other.
The frog's gonna learn just the word "do it." Do it.
So you get a comm from the from the Guild. Where was Nostromo, the navigating Nostromo?
Eternal Praetorian.
Eternal Praetorian, yeah. So you get a comm from Dominique Armelin. Lord Commodore, I've got Wolfreak Nostromo here on the bridge. He appears to be unaffected by whatever's going on. He seems to have some insights. I'd like to bring him over to the Hand so we can work out next steps.
Yes, bring him over.
So I'm just looking at chat here. Okay, so she'll organise that. All right, so Dawn arrives at the Oculus when Nero is currently trying to shake Riani into, or trying to inspire Riani into waking up.
I like walk in and it's like, yes, shaking an unconscious person is the surefire way.
No, I only did the shaking for the first 30 seconds.
I just saw it. As far as I'm concerned, you've been shaking for the past
That was the
5
game
minutes.
master's description and didn't match my personal medical abilities. I've been here for like 20 minutes, Don. You think I was shaking her the whole time? What am I, playing the rumba or something?
Listen, rule number 1 of being a parent, Nero, don't shake the baby.
I'm
I'm going to You know what? Let's do the Emperor. No, Divine Administration. That's what it's called. Yeah, I'll do that
Okay,
on her. Wait, is that going to make her head explode? Like,
it hasn't previously.
okay. It's
That's
not
what
like
you want to hear.
I used the
previously.
I mean, it's not part of the description of the power. May make heads explode, but
depending on the level of mutation, it can be lethal.
Dawn is just too awesome.
So I will do that. Do I need to roll Medicaid as well?
As you're doing it, I lean over you and
no.
go, Dawn, what are you doing? Explain it to me. I want to know every step of this procedure.
Yeah, so do make Medicaid roll at +10. So, I mean, you've seen her do this before. This is where she is laying on the Emperor's Divine healing.
Okay.
Can
I look this up on WebMD?
Oh, I crushed that one.
Wow, holy shit. 7.4 degrees of success.
Yeah. Okay, so you're certainly aware that you've certainly healed something. You know, there was definitely, and you can see from the blood from the ears, nose, eyes, and mouth that, you know, something definitely bad happened inside her head. And you feel like
third eye closes for the final time and never opens again.
Yeah, I mean, presumably also at some point you wipe it off and cover it over with a headscarf so that there's no damage. No risk when she wakes up, she suddenly kills everybody in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So she is healed. She is probably still, like, you know, unconscious from just the extremity of the injury as such. So she just needs to rest it off now.
Doesn't it also remove fatigue and like critical damage and stuff like that too?
Yeah, so it was she was critically damaged. So to give you an idea, she's had to burn a fate point to stay alive. So
shock.
Yeah.
Can we just give her that fate point?
No, she had it from before. Previously. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay, that's pretty serious.
Yeah. So she was like on death's door. She is no longer on death's door, but she is like in death's front yard.
Just hanging out, selling lemonade, you know.
That's putting on a barbecue, you know.
So let me ask you this, James. Is this something that I'm intrinsically aware of? Like, she's had a scrape with death and that she is not as whole as she used to be? Or like, do I get any sort of like weird feedback like that or anything like that?
No, I'd say it doesn't really work that way. You can certainly tell that she has survived what to most people would be a fatal injury. Like, you know, certainly you can say that fate's hand has been at play here, because a lesser person would have died from these injuries.
Okay, so fate is not intrinsically like the Emperor's chosen. It's more like just a mechanic in the game. Okay.
Oh, I mean, so fate for you as a religious person is definitely a representation of the Emperor's favor. Although it's always hard to apply that to like a sanctioned mutant, like a navigator.
Mm-hmm. Well, I turn to Nero and I basically say, well, it appears she has a part left to play in this grand story of ours.
The Emperor protects. He wants us to succeed.
Did I hear you screaming about a frog down the hallway?
No, that hasn't happened yet. The screaming will come later when I find out about it.
He doesn't know the other navigators have died yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
All he knows is that some psychers screamed on the comms, and then Riani was unresponsive.
Is this all you found?
I mean, there's a giant thing outside that I shot, and then the navigator who will literally save us. It's like that song Wonderwall.
Wait, I mean, was there anything left? Because I just walked through like a goop pile.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Dawn, give me a -10 Medicaid roll.
Damn, you know it's serious when James is like -10.
Tyranids, gene stealers,
1.5.
Tau
Okay, so-
bioweapons.
You don't know what it was, but the exploded part of its abdomen you saw was certainly full of what looked like a clutch of eggs.
You know, the hand flavor comes out. I'm just like,
Oh, that's probably wise. Did you get my boots real quick?
sure, yeah, lift him up. And I like sprayed the bottom of his boots with some fire.
Thanks, son. All right.
It's like head. I start like combing his hair for like lice, you know, like to get the.
I call the captain while this is happening. Captain,
Yes.
Riani is alive, but she's unconscious and probably in a great deal of pain. Her survival was fated. How's everybody else doing? We good?
No.
All the other navigators have seemed to have died, except for Nostromo.
Really? Nostromo?
Yes.
Is he at least
There was a
suffering
few
in a
others
huge
that were
amount of
alive.
pain?
It does not appear to be.
Damn it, how did he get
And the
so
other
lucky?
ships also suffered. Some astropaths have died as well.
Like,
It was all or some?
or all?
No, only a few. Like maybe say 10% of the astropaths on each ship have died. The
That's
rest are all,
fine.
comatose.
All right. Look, Captain, I spent most of my life on the ground and only a few years, you know, flying. And even then, I wasn't exactly a bridge officer. Can like one navigator navigate for all the other ships? Can he like lead our ships in a Congo line, or are we like totally screwed here? Because if so, my recommendation is to get that son of a bitch over here and leave everybody else. We're the most important. This is on internal ships com, right? Yeah, we're the most important. Fuck everybody. Like, for real though, like if it comes down to it, we're the most important ship in this fleet.
So to answer his question as a GM, one ship can lead other ships through the warp. Every additional ship you add increases the risk to all ships, though.
That's better than sitting here and dying, bro. Sir, I think we should. I heard what the cloaked figure behind you said. I think we should get that Nostromo son of a bitch over here immediately and get the fuck out. Because if we aren't going in there and killing all of them, we need to leave before they do the same to us. Oh yeah, we found some sort of weird insect thing. I don't know. Dawn set it on fire for some reason after I killed it.
Eggs.
Oh, they have eggs. We should probably call everybody and tell them that maybe they might have an infestation problem.
Pierre's just like pointing to the box. You know, the
Yeah, Adrian's already on it. Like, all right, we gotta send.
Damn it, Nero, hold still. I can't get all the goop out of your hair if you keep moving around like a child.
Okay, sitting perfectly still.
So I will remind you, by the way, so you guys have one extra psycho who is not part of the choir till you have Rosen.
I thought Rosen was part of the choir.
I immediately pull up.
He's been pulled out for other duties.
Oh, okay.
I pull up my micro bead and I say, "On to C5," and then I hang up.
What are you talking about?
I was sending a message to Rosen, sir.
Yep. Okay.
We need
you got to move back.
Yeah, what is it?
It's Bishop's Knight 3.
A bold attempt. All right, sir. Rosen is definitely not only still alive, but still full of the same ironclad testicles. Adamantine clad, in fact, with hexagrammatic wards.
Over the like communications, they're like, Rosen to the bridge, Rosen to the bridge.
Okay, all right.
Captain, what do you want us to do here now that we've set fire to a lot of stuff and left our navigator in torporish slumber?
We're going to find out. Nostromo says that he might have some insights to the situation.
It's good to have him over here.
Note.
Yeah.
Stick it on a third eye so that when she wakes up, she has a note.
The Vox comes onto the bridge, and there's like this momentary like bit of feedback screech as somebody is like clearly not set the microphone up properly, and you hear Dr. Cordasco's voice say, "Hello, is this the bridge?"
Yes.
Yes, it's Chief Trojan Cordasco. Who am I speaking with?
This is your Lord Captain Pierre Cowles.
Ah, good, Lord Captain. Bethor here is awake. He seems to be uninjured.
Good. He can send him to the bridge as well if he's able. If not, leave him with the message saying that we'll need to contact the main fleet over in Port Wonder. Rosen is also still conscious and alive.
Wait, is something wrong with the astropath, sir?
Most of the astropaths are, from at least from what Don has reported, are either unconscious or dead.
Wait, and the navigators too?
All the other navigators, except for what seems to be Nostromo, who I guess wasn't doing on the duty at the moment, and Riani are all dead.
Okay. I open a micro V to the Eternal Praetorium.
To who on the Praetorian?
Nostromo's there, right?
Yeah. Well, so when you com him, you get a response. Hello, who's this?
Yeah. What's your name again? Nostromo.
Wolfric.
Wolfric. I need you to bring something with you when you come over to this ship.
I'm already on a lighter. We're pulling into the Hands Bay now.
All right. Never mind. I call the Eternal Praetorium again.
Okay, nice.
Captain Armelin, I need you to send.
She's putting him over.
She's also on the lighter in the bay.
Who's in command here, Eternal Praetorium?
After you finally get the first officer.
Bring me the frog, again? And then I hang up. Obviously, I don't say bring me the frog, but I say bring the frog here immediately. And his presence is required on the captain's bridge.
And then when you hang up, they're like, he didn't say how he wanted to cook, though.
Just put the frog in an ice pack.
Look, son, I have to say I really appreciate your forward thinking there and your thought, but also you fucked up.
You're fired.
I knew I shouldn't have used paprika powder on this.
Can I ask Arthur, as a person who likes food, have you familiar with Uncle? No, he knows about food. Uncle Roger on YouTube.
Yeah.
Uncle
Roger.
Love Uncle Roger.
You know that guy.
Right.
You know that's a character, right?
I know. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
okay. Niece and nephew.
You're fucked up. If your rice too dry, you fucked up too.
That guy really inspires you to make good rice.
Yep. All right, so
this battle against Jamie Oliver is fucking legendary.
Yes.
All right, back to the frog.
We flash forward to a scene in the Strategium with the four of you, Stein, Bethor, the Crime Master Telemathica, Rosen's attendant, Null.
That's rough.
I briefly forgot about that. Yes. His life is now pain.
It saved his life. Probably the chief chirurgeon, who's part of this now, so he's bringing himself into this particular discussion. Dominic Armelin, Wolfric Nostromo, and so, once everyone's sort of sitting down, someone walks in and is like, "Oh, we bought the frog," and drops it in front of Nero.
No, I put the frog on my other shoulder, opposite from the rocket launcher, missile launcher. Yeah. I'm like, "Don't worry, you'll always have a home here, buddy." I bring out some aquatic invertebrates for him to eat. His favorite.
There's like a single tear in the frog's bulbous eye.
I know, I understand.
He begins to feast on the rest of the bugs in your hair that Dawn couldn't get.
What do you think my hair looks like? Jesus.
Dreadlocks at this point, as far as I'm concerned. Every day you get closer to the perfect man.
That's your perfect man, is dreadlocks?
Bulging biceps, slim, able to fit through every single door, stealthy, has all the guns in the world.
Okay, well maybe don't put Nero up on too high of a pedestal.
You're missing the Fabio hair. It's what it seems like.
Fabio
Dreadlocks.
Holy cow! Please go ahead, Jay.
Word has arrived that from the 3 ships, or from all the ships actually, that any astropaths which didn't die have now recovered. And the last thing they experienced before they passed out was an incredible pain in their, like some sort of psychic pain in their head.
Okay.
You know that feeling you get when your third eye opens and shuts rapidly? It was like that. Like, no, can't say we know that.
So Wulfric sort of to get everyone's attention.
Yes, Wolfric, continue. Or go on.
I suspect I know what has happened here. There's a particularly dangerous warp predator that my family has cultivated a resistance to, or at least a strain of this particular thing. He looks sort of uncomfortably over at Bethor and Rosen. And says, is there a way that we can have this conversation with less people in the room?
The frog can leave, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they can't see his look at their way because they're blinded by the Null's presence.
I would say it's like
He's sort of like he's indicating towards those two, like, you know.
What a cruel trick. Okay. Then Pierre just motioned to them, was like, just for a moment, step out, please, I suppose.
All right. They step out as directed. If this is what I think it is, says Wulfric, then those men are already dead, as is every psyker in this flotilla. We're dealing with a genus of creature known as Sinutian. They are a predator from the warp that incubate their young in the brains of people with psychic ability.
Oh. I like look at Nero again. It's like,
I'm not a psyker. Oh shit! All right, I just turned to the doctor and I'm like, "You're high ranking. Institute fleet-wide anti-parasitic protocols on all psychers. What the fuck are you standing here for?"
Yeah,
I hand him over my head lice bottle that I was using on Nero.
He looks over at Wolfgang and says, "That's impossible. I did a full medical."
Right, I literally just slap him in the face and I say, "Do what the fuck I said." Anti-parasitic protocol now, right. And then you can come back here and be on the real cast.
Okay,
John, go ahead and also help check the Rosen and our other astropath.
Yeah, Wolfric passes him a data pad with just basically this is the information my family has on these things. It should help you determine the extent of the problem.
What are the odds that you would run into this thing such that you would prepare for it, but no one else in existence has?
I wonder if that's something to do with the coordinates.
My God, sir, you're right.
Yeah, he sort of looks around everybody in the room to sort of work out. Yeah, can I say that for everybody? And comes back with,
"No, you can't.
These
Whatever
things are native."
So,
okay.
Tell us later.
I have Forbidden Law Demonology. Is this something I can look at?
They're not a demon. I would take rolls of Forbidden Law Warp or Forbidden Law. Sorry, so it's Classic Law Legend, Forbidden Law Warp, Forbidden Law Heresy. I would take it at -20.
Okay, I have Forbidden Law Mutants as well. I don't know if that is the same thing. But, I'll do.
Oh, look at that! I didn't roll shit.
-20. Let's go.
Why don't you just roll 3?
I rolled a 17.
I was going to say, Forbidden Law Warp would have been at -20 as well, though, but you're still a degree of success.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, when he mentions the name, you have heard of these things. They are a very dangerous warp entity. They are able to function equally in the warp as they are in real space. And they're... You don't know much about how their ability works, but they can move around very quickly. They can cover huge amounts of space in a short period of time. They don't need to be in physical contact with their victim to plant eggs. They effectively beam the eggs into the person's head. And generally speaking, once a person's infected, their life expectancy is measured in days.
Hmm.
Yeah, effectively. So the eggs hatch within a day, and the person goes through about 2 to 3 days of pain as the grubs eat their brain, and then
So it's only psychers, right? Only psychers.
Only psychers.
Now, what if you were from Cadia?
Do you want to go get checked too, Nero? Would you feel better?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we should definitely be fighting these ships, but I have a family to take care of. No, I think I'm fine. If I feel something eating my brain, I'll let you know by falling over and dying.
Let's run the
Every
protocols for
day.
the parasites. Do whatever you can to see if you can spot these things inside the heads.
So they're like animorphs then. All right.
They're nothing like. What part of that
No,
did you think of Animorphs?
They're like mind
They're the
flayer
bad
bloods.
guys from Animorphs,
The
basically.
Zeke or the Yerk or
The
something?
Yerk. Yeah, the Yerk.
Yeah. All I remember is just the ear things,
Yeah.
and they had to like put fire on the other, like near their head or something, and they crawl out or something. I don't remember how they got rid of them, but it was something weird like that.
The Hork
All right.
Bajar.
So how do we remove them? What's the procedure there?
Well, so Wolfrich says, all I know is I gave you a doctor in that data pad. If he can figure out how to do it, then if the information's there, he'll be able to do it. I assume he's qualified.
Can I do a Medicaid roll on this to see if I can understand?
You want to review the material?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Give me a Medicaid roll at +10.
While that's happening, Nero is literally taking small amounts of insects and feeding them to the frog. And I say, come on, you wouldn't expect any member of this crew to be anything less than the best, would you? What was that, Horatio?
I should kill them all.
This is how betrayal happens because of the frog.
Wow, shit, did you just roll 5? What is it with you and
Yes.
Medicaid? How are you so good at this?
I literally have maxed out Medicaid.
Yes. So looking at it, there is information about how to remove the eggs. It is an incredibly dangerous procedure because effectively the eggs have been teleported into the brain. So in some cases, they're actually like integrated with the brain tissue. So it is incredibly dangerous neurosurgery required to, and if you miss even a single egg, and the person will still die. So yeah, a normal implantation is upwards of 10 eggs. So probably based on the information that this would include, that the survival rate of the surgery is about 1 in 5.
I understand now, James. We're doing Cyberpunk 2020 plus again. Yep. We've done
I'm
this
gonna make
week.
this joke again because it keeps coming up. But like, what if we just remove the top of the skull and then pour saline solution on the brain, and then it will just pop out, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
What if we use our
Wolfric's-
teleportarium to teleport the person?
I
but
was
not
literally
the
gonna make that
eggs?
joke. I was
We don't
gonna
have
make that
that yet.
joke. Actually,
I know we don't have it, and I knew we didn't have it 30 seconds ago when I thought of the joke, but I decided to go for it anyway.
Wolfric
I
actually
mean-
says like the safest for the rest of the ship, the safest course of action for all these ships is to put all of their psychers in the airlock and vent them into space.
Hmm.
It's not going to save any of them, but it might save everybody else on the ship.
What if the psychic eggs are near nulls? What happens then?
I
I was
don't
wondering
know.
that's what happened to Rosen because he didn't seem to have gone unconscious.
I think that we literally have nothing to lose with a hold full of psychic or nulls and a lot of psychics we really don't want to jettison.
I'm insanely curious if I can actually go ahead with this procedure. If you'd like me to try, I'd be happy to.
I think having a null present during the procedure would probably be the safest way.
Wait, did we kill all the bugs on every ship yet? I didn't get a report on that, and I usually get reports about killing things.
Only one bug has been seen.
Ooh.
Was there like a corpse nearby? Did that bug like appear? Like just become? Did the corpse become the bug? Is that what the implication is here?
No, you find, like from the 2 people that burst, you find enough. Like they literally, it looks like their blood boiled inside their veins, and to the point their body burst.
Are these bugs that are possibly just fast enough to just gone to every ship?
I mean, if they can teleport eggs psychically, maybe they can teleport themselves. Hey, Nostromo, Wolfric, how did these things get on the ship? Can they just phase through materials and stuff?
Yes, but it seems odd that they would never. No ship that's ever come through here has encountered them previously.
There hasn't been.
I gesture to the massive rip in reality outside. I'm like,
Well, you
what are you, a
gesture to the
fucking
closed,
idiot?
the closed bridge windows.
Well, these things would be as dangerous to the Chaos Forces as they are to us.
I wonder if they were.
They're not servants of the Dark Gods. They are animals, effectively.
Hey, Wolfric, have you noticed that the other ships aren't moving? What if they're all dead?
So, from what I can determine, is that these things were actually attracted to this area because probably that rip in the warp.
So, what I will point out for you, for those of you who don't remember back far enough, is that in the Witch Curse world, it's a single planet. In that planet, in orbit, that planet is a space station. That space station constantly sends out a psychic help message.
Yep.
And
no one's ever come back.
No one's ever come back. It's deemed to be cursed. And yeah, there's even a reward for determining what the source of that message is. But that's been the case now for like 30 years. It's been, but no one went to that station ever came back.
Let's go to the station.
I mean, maybe these things are why.
Sir,
Is that thing still broadcasting?
We don't. Well, we have to ask one of the psychers to determine that.
Okay, you're right.
And then it's just like
I'm just like, hey, Rosen, step into the next room.
So do you see what Rosen is doing?
Yeah, I want Rosen to step in the next room and see if he can get a message, right? Can he do that?
Okay, no, I see. To move away from.
I tell him, don't stand so close to me. Get the fucking message.
Okay, no worries. Once he is out of range of the psyker, he screams for a couple of seconds and then collapses unconscious on the ground.
Oh, I forgot about
God damn it,
that.
Nero. God damn it, Nero. God damn it.
Now, now he's got a brain bug.
No, wait. I say, wait, this was good science. We already killed the thing, right? Does that mean it's just transmitting bugs continuously?
God damn it, Nero.
Wolfric says it would tell me there's more than one.
See, we learned something. I immediately run into the captain's antechamber and hit a button and say, there's a traitor among us. That traitor is bug-shaped. Captain, I believe that we should begin boarding parties.
I'm just imagining a scene where there's like a group of crew working somewhere in the ship, and they all look at the one guy in the crew who looks like a bug, and he's like, "It's not me."
I was doing wires and electrical.
There aren't wires and electrical this round. I don't know.
Literally Rob Schneider's character in this fucking show too. Like,
Screams.
I say, Captain, I believe that we should have every ship begin cleansing parties, especially anywhere where psychers are present, and just start burning.
Let's have psychers sent to all the. Let's have Noel sent to all the other astropaths or whoever the other psychers are still alive.
Okay, I have Rosen's personal null take Rosen to the infirmary to get. Don, I think you should go with them. We need Rosen. He's, the best regicide player I've ever met.
you should have thought about that before you asked him to
I thought
literally...
I killed the one. I'm sorry. I can't see invisible space bugs. How would I know they would instantly teleport shit into his brain?
I give him the documentation and it's like, here you go. This is how we knew.
I thought they were dead. Don, let me ask you a question. Have I ever not killed something that I was supposed to kill? I mean, I remember I beat the shit out of Adrian. I thought we might have to kill him. It was very sad.
I just
You don't remember that episode?
Shake my head and turn back to
the murder room?
I do remember that. Yes, you sucker punched me.
Lord Captain, would you like me to start investigating whether or not I can save these people with the help of...
start with the ones that don't have
stuff.
a name for us yet, and then we'll work on to the ones that do.
Wait, you don't... But Rosen, sir.
Do you want Rosen to be the first one and die?
What? Oh, that's a good point. All right.
We test one first, and then we start with the ones we like.
Dawn cracks her knuckles.
And it's Dawn. She won't mess it up.
Exactly.
See, I actually have
Competency.
faith in you, Don.
Oh, the Lord.
And we also have our other. I can't remember his job now.
the chief surgeon.
Yes. He's on our ship, so he has at least a 40. He can assist.
Yeah, Dr. Helter Skelter.
Oh, that's it. I asked the chief surgeon to assist the sister of battle in surgery, so that'll go down well.
You get your own astropath and I get mine, and we're racing, right? Like,
Oh, it's like an episode of MASH. Yeah. Complete with the stupid hijinks at the end. Wait, does that mean I'm Klinger in this?
what was the really bitchy female character's name in that one?
Hot Lips Houlihan.
Yeah, that's you.
Wow, but she was a surgeon, so I don't know that anybody wants Nero doing surgery on anybody, especially not brain surgery.
You do plenty of brain surgery now.
I'll definitely remove the problem.
No one's doing surgery. It's 40K. You're doing chirurgery.
Oh, chirurgery. Okay. Well, that's my problem. I still am over here doing surgery.
For the
Well, that's chirurgery into action, then, yeah.
All right. While you're in this room, there's a comm that comes through from the bridge. Lord Commodore, we've just detected an explosion on the Fist of Ruin. There's in an external compartment's blown out. We've tried to raise the fist on the comm, but no response.
It's one of our sword frigates.
The fleet escort ships.
Yeah, Tempest class frigate. It's Jacinto Telt's ship.
We tried to raise the fist over comms.
Yeah. We tell them get fisted.
have they responded to any Vox?
No.
Let's go investigate.
Which thing, sir? Are we going to the space station? Are we going to the Fist of Ruin? Are we going to a break in 5 minutes? Which are we doing, sir?
We're going to break in 5 minutes, and we're probably going to go investigate.
There's like 3 Mass Effect options before you.
Right
Break in
trigger of
5
the
minutes
renegade.
extends the dialogue, Fox. It's okay.
Yeah. This is bad. Everyone take 5.
I'll go prepare.
It's like an
Lucky
episode of
13,
Reboot.
sir.
The player's on pause. Quick.
Sorry, we'll start heading towards the Fist of Ruin, then go on break.
We can have our tea and crumpets as we travel.
Dawn, you work.
Dawn's
keeping
already
them
gone. Like, Dawn's already over there. Like, she's already like elbow deep in someone's skull. That's been like,
And make sure everybody jettisons what corpses there are left of the other astropaths that are dead.
She's MASH and we're bad company too, man.
We need to be able to send a message.
Oh,
to the
don't
other
worry,
fleet to
sir.
let them know.
I'll send a message.
All right.
Oh, you. Sorry, sir.
Could somebody please roll me a ship's awareness, so 40% for the crew plus the detection of the hand.
Which is what? 19?
19, I believe, yeah, so under 59.
Yeah.
Wow, I succeeded on that for once. How about 4.2
worries.
degrees?
Yeah. So the bridge reports that the bridge component of the Fist of Ruin is both damaged and depressurized.
Oh, so they're dead. Okay. The hell could have caused that?
brain lava.
It's literally
That's a
been
good
an
question,
hour.
sir.
Can we like open a Vox to literally anybody on board? Like even personal comms?
To see if somebody, I'm going to roll their skill to see if someone's actually like monitoring the comms, given what's going
I'm
on.
like,
their
message in the bottle.
Given what's going
Yes.
on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So so you like start like a general radio call out, and you hear like a particularly sort of stressed voice go, "Hello, who's this?
I'm speaking on behalf of the Lord Captain of this particular formation. Tell me what's going on with you, rating.
We need help. They're overrunning us.
Who's they?
There's thousands of these things. These bugs.
Understood.
You hear small arms fire in the background.
Don't worry, son. Help will be there shortly.
Then you hear like a scream from somewhere and like a wet bursting sound.
Sir, I think they're reproducing. Really, really fast.
From what psychers?
I don't know. He said there's thousands of them. I'm pretty sure he's dead. Hey, are you still alive or is that somebody else?
No, I'm here.
Okay, what's your name?
It's not important. He gives you a name. So you instantly forget it.
Davies, all right. Look, I don't instantly... name one time I've instantly forgotten a name. I still remember Lieutenant Avocado. I know it's a Fondo. All right, Davies, this is what I need you to do. I need you to find any sort of flaming material that you can and lock yourself in a closet, and don't open the door until the God Emperor's knock comes upon it.
There are so many layers to what you just said. I don't know how to take it.
Well, Davies does because he hangs up and obviously goes to do something.
No, Davies, don't hang up.
Oh.
Keep constant communication, you son of a bitch.
That's right. He's on a wall box. He doesn't have a telephone on him. He's like on like the shipping comms box.
It's a landline.
All right, Davies. I need you to call as many people as possible and tell them to get to whatever landing bay, lighter bay, cargo bay, docking station. And then, after you've announced that over the ship's general channel, then get into your closet, please. Thank you very much.
Okay,
I think Pierre tried to message Wolfric, and I pretty much asked, like, are you positive these things only go after psychers?
I mean, they only lay eggs in psychers, but they kill anything else that they're a hostile species.
Okay.
I'm torn now because
I literally just open a comm to
combat.
the whole fleet and I'm like, attention, red alert, Xenos infestation aboard all ships. Begin anti-boarding party procedures. Thank you. And I let go of the button.
All right. Like the general quarters whistle goes out over all the comms.
Perfect.
Nero, are you sure you want to lead a rescue party to the Fist of Ruin? It does not seem to be that they are in a position to be rescued.
I put a hand on Adrian's shoulder and I say, Adrian, I've heard a lot from you, but I've never heard this level of cold shit. Those are Navy men over there.
I know.
They
That's why
came
I'm
with us.
suggesting this.
They're giving their lives for the fleet. Somebody needs to help them. Whatever few we can save. Plus, I'm going to need to ram that ship into the Chaos Fleet and blow it up later, if it's still intact. Because it's not going anywhere. Not with the damaged bridge. It's not coming home with us. But it is a really big reality bomb.
Why don't you go do that?
I'm going to do that right now. I assumed we were all walking towards the shuttle bay right now. I thought we were doing like, Aaron Sorkin thing right now.
Yeah.
I look, like the whole scene is just our headpieces, right? And you didn't see that the background corner was moving, but now it's all of us walking.
I just meant, like, why don't we just forget about saving the people on there and just send
Someone looks around your lighter base saying, oh, when do we get here?
Sir, I don't think we can remotely access a Navy ship and tell it to go do that stuff. Plus,
I mean,
again,
we're going to go straight to the bridge and just ignore trying to rescue the others.
We have a number of security officers, and as long as we use nulls and proper quarantine procedure, notice I'm still wearing the mask from that earlier scene.
Nero, we could the five of us or four of us wear our power armor and infiltrate the bridge through the explosion hole that was decompressed it.
That's true. I take the frog and I put him on Cade's shoulder and I say, I need the both of you to wait here. I'll be back. You, other null, you're coming with us.
Okay.
No,
You got a vacuum suit, bro?
Yeah, we're all in power armor. We hand him a vac suit.
Okay, Reed is this Noel's name.
Okay.
Perfect. Thanks, Reed. You're coming with us. All right. Adrian, are you flying this yourself, or are we going to bring a backup pilot so that when we leave the ship...
We can bring a backup pilot, but I'll fly us in.
Sure. Honestly, sir, I highly suggest we bring a lot more lighters filled with security personnel to offload into the cargo bay and save as many people as possible.
Why don't we just station a Lehman Russ on the back of a shuttle and just
We don't have the Lehman Russes yet, sir.
That'd be nice,
that's
though.
right.
Sir, if we had the Lehman Russes, my entire plan here would be very different.
This is true.
I would be deploying.
You say you can put it on the back of a shuttle?
Yeah. We have those cargo shuttles. We can literally just Lehman Russ on the outside. Just strap it down with some bungee cords.
We'll get the platform shuttles. Just
Nothing would go wrong if that thing fired while it was here.
Yeah, no, not at all.
totally be fine. Nothing wrong.
We only needed to fire once.
That's right. Yeah.
We have there's precedence for tanks going into the front of the gun cutter in the cargo bay. Just lower the ramp, and there's just a giant.
It's like, was it the AT movie where they flew the tank?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The scene was not realistic at all. Hilarious and awesome as hell. They slowed their descent by just shooting forward.
So as the gun cutter leaves the lighter bay, I think that's a good time to go to a break.
Perfect. Yeah. My eyes hurt really badly. I know that you're on the edge of your seats, but don't worry. When we return, we're going to come back with tales of thrilling medical procedures. Stick around for the second half.